Inhale, open your arms in a T. Exhale, twist your body to the left. Take your right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Your left hand will go behind you as a kickstand, propping your spine vertical. So you want to, you're spiraling your spine upward in a vertical position. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale back to center. Inhale, open. Exhale, twist your body to the right. The left hand comes to the right thigh, right hand comes behind, propping yourself up like a kickstand, keeping your spine vertical but twisted. Take 3 deep breaths. Take a deep breath. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale your arms up. Reach up with your fingertips. Exhale, take your left hand down beside your left hip and lean over to the left, bringing your right arm beside your ear. Keep your right shoulder up. Don't let it fall forward. And keep your right sit bone down. Don't let your right sit bone come off the mat. And then take 3 deep breaths here. Reach your fingertips to the left side of your room. Inhale, both arms come up. Reach up with your fingertips. Exhale, right hand comes down. Left arm beside the ear. Keep your shoulder up. Push your left fingertips to the right side. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, bring your arm down. Take your hands in front of you, clasp your fingers, and then tuck your chin and bring your tailbone underneath of you. Push your hands away as you curl your spine backwards in a C shape. Feel your shoulder blades separate and feel your vertebra open. Inhale as you open your arms wide. Exhale, place your hands behind you, lean backwards, your fingers are facing forward towards your feet. Open your chest up, keep your chin tucked until your chest comes up. Keep control of your head and then look up. Keep your head in line with your neck and your neck is in line with your rest of your spine. And breathe. And then slowly push back to upright position. So we're going to stretch our shoulders out now. We're going to do this in stages. Inhale, open your arms in a T. Exhale, bring your right arm in front of you and take your left arm and just hook underneath your right elbow so that you're bringing the arm across your body. You're stretching your right shoulder. And this is going to warm up for our eagle arms in a moment. Release. Open. Inhale, exhale. The left arm comes forward and then just hook your right arm underneath someplace above the elbow and just stretch your left shoulder over. And then release. Okay, take note of whatever leg you have. If you're seated in a cross-legged position, whatever leg you have in front. Inhale, open your arms. And as you exhale, you're going to take that leg, whatever that leg is, in my case, it's my right leg, and you're going to exhale, hug yourself with that arm on the bottom of the other arm. So you're hugging your shoulders, placing your hands on your shoulders, stacking your elbow over elbow. And then we're going to keep our elbows shoulder height as we unravel our arms and bring our forearms toward each other. And you can either spoon your hands or you can bring your palms facing together into eagle arms. This is called eagle. Keep your elbows at shoulder height and push your forearms away. Keep your neck relaxed. Feel your shoulder blades separate on your back. And then slowly unwind your arms, shake them out. Then switch your cross-legged if you are sitting in cross-legged position. And then now the opposite leg is in front, so that's the same arm that's now in front is going to go on the bottom of our eagle. Inhale, open. Exhale, hug yourself, elbow over elbow, hands stay up, come to the shoulders, bring your elbows up to shoulder height. And then slowly unravel. Bring your forearms toward each other or touching. Either you can spoon your hands or turn your hands face palm to palm. Keep your elbows up, your neck relaxed, push your forearms away. Feel the stretch in your shoulders, feel your shoulder blades separate on your back. And then slowly unravel. And shake your arms out. And come to a kneeling position here. If you have knee issues, it's a good idea to pad your knees with a blanket. So keep your knees underneath your hips. You can either tuck your toes or flatten your feet on the mat. It doesn't really matter. Bring your shoulders down from your ears. Inhale, bring your arms up. Reach up with your fingertips. Take a couple deep breaths. Urdhva Hastasana. This is called upward salute. Inhale, put your fingertips up. Exhale, bring your right hand to your hip, and then your left arm is going to come by your ear as you crescent over to the right. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale, hands come down to table. Inhale. Exhale, open your right arm, twist open to the right. The right hand comes down. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale, push your back up to your scared cat. So you're tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone, curling your spine in a C shape upward toward the ceiling like a scared cat. Bring your belly button into your spine. And then inhale, long, slow, deep breath as your belly drops down toward the mat. You extend your spine long, crown of your head toward me, tailbone back. So that was a flexion, and now this is an extension of your spine. And take a deep breath. Exhale, sit all the way back towards your heels into a child pose, as far back as your bottom can go. This is another flexion of our spine. So think about pushing your tailbone down so that you feel a stretch in your lower back. Let your head melt between your arms. And then push back up to table. From here, walk your hands forward about 8 inches, 6 to 8 inches. And this is going to be another extension of the spine. So like we did the cat-cow, this is child, and now we're going to do puppy pose. So here, your hips are going to stay up. You're not going to go back towards your heels. Keep your hips in the air as you move your hands forward. Melt your chest down toward the mat. Bring your head between your arms. So you're extending your spine long. You're pushing your tailbone up toward the ceiling. Reaching forward with your hands so that you have a big stretch in your arms and your shoulders and a big extension of your spine. And then push back to table. With your table, your hands are lined up underneath your shoulders, your knees are lined up underneath your hips. And then we're going to bring our chest forward into an upward facing dog modified with your knees are going to stay on the mat. So you bring your chest between your arms, straighten your arms, bring your shoulders down from your ears, push your chest forward, lengthen your neck, and breathe. And then push back to table. And then push weight into both hands so that you can push all the way back up to your Urdhva Hastasana upward salute. Inhale, reach your fingertips up. Exhale, take your left arm onto the hip, the right arm beside the ear, and crescent over to the left. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, come back to table. Inhale. Exhale, twist the left arm open to the left. Bring that arm back down. Inhale with a flat back. Exhale into your cat. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin, curl the spine upward. Inhale into your cow, the extended spine. Crown of your head comes toward your knee, tailbone to the back, belly drops down toward the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, sit all the way back to child. As close as your body can get to your heels. Think about pushing your tailbone downward. So now you're also doing another flexion of the spine, curling your head down. Your spine is now in a gentle upward curve. And then come back to table. Walk your hands forward about 8, 10, 12 inches so that you can melt down into your puppy pose. In puppy pose, it's an extension. Keep your hips up. Melt your chest down toward the mat. Push your hands forward as far as they go so you can feel a nice stretch in the shoulders and in the forearms. Tailbone is pointing up to the ceiling. And then walk your hands back. Line them up underneath your shoulders to the table position. Inhale. Exhale, thrust your chest forward. Bring your chest between your arms. Arms are straight. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your neck. A couple of deep breaths here. And then push back the table. And then push into your hands and come all the way back up to kneeling. Grab your belt and or a dish towel or anything that you can use taut between your hands. Now, if you like, sitting on your heels, this is called Vajrasana pose. It is a good pose if you've got good knees to do this. Another option is to sit on your block, put your block between your ankles, and you can sit on your block, which gives you a little bit more height. You can sit on your bolster. If you have a bolster, put the bolster between your legs, sit on the bolster, or final option, if none of that works for you, just stay up on your knees and then grab your belt. So this is going to be an isometric set of exercises for biceps and triceps. It's going to be as good as doing weight exercises here. So you want to take the belt in front of you, palms facing up, and have your hands shoulder width apart. Grab the belt into your hands. Bring your elbows tucked by your sides. So you should be 90 degrees with your arms. So pull apart your hands on the belt so that you are engaging your muscles. You can feel as you pull the belt apart, your biceps are working here to do that. And then inhale. Exhale, bring your hands up towards your chest as if you were lifting a dumbbell, but keep pulling taut on that belt. And then come back down. And then again, the more that you pull on the belt, the more you're going to get muscles worked. And come up again. This is just as good as doing barbell lifts. And down again. And then up again. And then down again. And then up again. And then down again. And then release. Shake your arms out. Stay kneeling or on your heels, whichever position you're in. And now take the belt behind you. Your palms are facing up. You're grabbing the belt so that it's, again, shoulder width apart. Keeping your arms straight. All you're going to do is pull the belt apart just like we did and lift your arms away from your body. So this is engaging your triceps and the backs of your deltoids, and then come back down towards the bottom, and then back up as far as you can. Keep the belt taut, and then back down, and then back up. Keep the belt taut, and then back down. Once more back up, keep the belt taut, and then down, And once more. Up, down, release. Shake out your arms. And then come to seated, please. You can be facing me. I'm going to face sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Come seated with no padding, with your feet flat on the mat, your knees bent, feet in front of you. Take your hands, grab behind your thighs. So this is going to be a series of Navasana, boat pose. We're going to start by pulling our thighs toward our chest and lengthening our spine. So think about bringing your chest forward and putting an arch in your lower back, just a neutral arch. It's not going to be a big one. And then extending your neck and your head up. Leaning back so that you can lift your right leg off the mat. And then maybe let go. Keep your belly taut so that you protect your back here. So this is where if you have really weak core, you don't want to go too much farther than this. But if you feel like your body can handle it and your back can handle it, we're going to open our arms and twist and take your left hand to the outside of the right thigh, and the right hand is going to go behind you. I think I did say take your right leg up, right? So this is a twisted Navasana. And once you're in the twist, the next step that you may or may not take, again, it takes a lot of core work, is to lift your right hand up and your left arm. So this is a twisted one-legged boat. And then rebend the knee, put the foot down, come forward, curl your spine, hug your knees to your chest. So that was our right leg, we're going to do our left. First, start again with pulling your chest up and forward so you get a nice long spine. Engage the abdominal muscles here. Lean back a little bit, lift your left leg. Let go. You can stay here. This might be plenty. Or you can twist your body open to the left. Take your left hand behind you. And either stay here, or if you want to let go, lift your left hand off the mat. And then bring the foot back down, bring your body back forward, hug both knees into the chest. This is a release for your spine. One more time, come upright. Hands behind your thighs, bring your chest nice and long. Try to get your neutral spine here so that you're not punching your back. Lean back onto your balancing point, which is right around your sacrum. And then lift your calves so that they become parallel to the ground. So again, depending on your back issues and your core strength, this is where you can just stop right here. If you feel good about keeping your legs up, you can let go, but make sure you don't sacrifice your back by doing that. Really, really to engage your belly muscles. And then put your feet back down, curl your spine, hug knees into the chest. Once more, hands behind the thighs, stretch your chest nice and long. Lean back, lift your calves. So again, you can stay here, or you can even put your hands down and stay here, because that's a lot of work too. Or if you want a little bit more, let go and straighten the legs. Keep your spine in a V to your legs. Breathe, keep your elbow and your shoulders down from your ears. Breathe. And then bring your feet back down, hug both knees into the chest. Okay, ready for one more. This time, hands again behind the thighs. This time, we're going to tuck our chin, curl our spine, lean back, straighten the legs and lift your feet off the mat about to eye level. Push your lower back into the mat, but keep your shoulders up off the mat. You really have to push your back into the mat to protect, to engage your core, protect your back. And then take your hands lightly, place them behind your head, and just use your hands as a support so that you're not crunching your neck, so you're not engaging your neck muscles. You're just using your hands as a pillow. And then breathe, breathe, breathe. And then come all the way down. Bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest, release the spine, roll around. And then from here, we're going to roll onto our side. Have your belt handy. So you're rolling onto the left side of your body. So this is called Anatasana. This is also core work, a little bit different sort of way. Take your arm and start with it extended over your head and rest your head on your extended arm. Take your right hand in front of your torso so that you can help you balance. So here's the key here. You want to be in a straight line from your fingertips to your feet. If you're in a straight line, you're going to feel a little bit wobbly in your body, like you're going to tip over backwards. Okay, so you'll know you're correct if you feel wobbly. So you can either stay with your head here and your arm extended, or you can bend your elbow and place your head, this is a little more, you place your head into the hand. And again, this is a little more, takes a little bit more core strength to keep steady here. If you feel like you're going to go backwards like this, that means you're doing it properly. Okay, flex feet. Inhale. Exhale, bring your right leg up. And then bring it back down. Bring it up. And then back down. One more time up. One more time down. Okay. Here, swing your right foot forward, back and up, down, forward, back, up, down, forward, back, up, down, forward, back, up, and then back down. Okay, so here's an option, using your belt or not. So I'm going to show you where we're going, and then you'll see. You're going to bend the right knee, grab the big toe with your pointer and your middle finger, and then you're going to straighten your leg to the infinity pose on the top of that. This is where the belt comes in handy. If you can't reach your toes with a straight leg, go ahead and use the belt to help you. That's what these props are for. But then re-straighten your body so you feel wobbly in your body, like you're going to fall over backwards. Make sure you engage your core muscles a little bit more. Okay, release the leg. Now, bend both knees and come onto your forearm. So your forearm is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Make sure your elbow is underneath your shoulder. Knees are bent now. So you're going to bend your knees for stability here. And you're going to keep your knees on the mat as you lift your hips off the mat. So your knees are on the mat, your hips are off the mat. And this is a side bridge pose. And then bring your hips back down and back down. Straighten your legs. So making sure that your elbow again is underneath the shoulder for stability in this, we're going to come up into a full side plank. So this time, legs and hips are coming up and your weight is just going to be into the sides of your feet. You can either stack your feet or put one foot in front of each other and then push your hips up, put weight into your forearm and come up into your side plank. And then come back down. Next, bend your right foot, place it on the mat in front of your body. Come up onto your left arm and straighten your arm. So your fingers are now pointed to the short edge of your mat. Get that arm closer to your body. It doesn't have to be right underneath your shoulders, but you want to get it close underneath your wrist, close to underneath your shoulders. Push into the right foot, into the left hand and the outside edge of your left foot and come into your modified. side plank. And stay here for a few breaths, and here's the other option, is to walk your right foot back and then come into a full side plank. And then from here, we're going to bring the hand down, come to a full plank facing the short edge of your mat. Walk your feet up a little bit, come into your downward facing dog, if that is part of your practice. And you know and love downward facing dog. If not, you'll see where we're going. Just lift your left leg up in the air. Exhale, bring it up between your hands. And then slowly rise up to your warrior two. So if you didn't want to go through all that to get to warrior two, just bring your body into warrior two. Make sure that your feet are lined up. Your front heel is lined up with your back arch. Lift your right heel and scoot it back about an inch so that your right toes are at a diagonal. Make sure your left knee is above the ankle. Don't let it fall in. That is the habit of a lot of people, let their front leg fall in, and that's really not good for the knees. This is a really good pose for knee strength as long as you keep the knee in line with the thigh, or the ankle. Think about rotating your thigh outward. Turn your head, look over the middle fingers of your left hand. Take your left arm onto the thigh, bring your right arm beside the ear, reach to the left side of the room. So this is side angle, and I want you to compare this to what we're going to do next. So feel how your right side of your body is really extended, open, long, and the left side of your body is crunched. Pull back up to warrior two. Now, straighten the front leg and walk it in about 6 to 8 inches so you have a shorter stance. So bring your right hip's going to come forward slightly. You're going to come into triangle. In triangle, your torso remains long. You're not crunching from here, you're coming from the hips so that your rib cage is staying long. So shift your hips to the right. Try to think about keeping your ribs long. As you windmill, bring your left arm down toward or on to your calf or lower. Just think about keeping the torso long as you do this. The hip, keep shifting the hip over and forward. Both legs are straight but not locked. And then pull back. Pivot your feet forward to your 5-pointed star. Hands on the hips. Walk your feet in about 3 or 4 inches each. Bring your toes so that they're facing diagonally to the corners of your mat. Bend your knees, squat down so that your knees are pointing the same direction as your feet. This is your goddess pose. Breathe here. Shoulders down from the ears. Bring your hands to your thighs. Lean forward, bottom goes backward as if you're in a football huddle. And then shift your weight to the left, straighten your right leg. Bring your right shoulder down toward the mat. And then come back to center. Straighten your left leg, bring your left shoulder down toward the right side of the mat. Come back to center. Slowly rise back up. Back to your 5-pointed star. Pivot your toes forward. Tailbone down, neck is relaxed, head is right on top of the shoulders. Take your right toes, pivot them 90 degrees. And then come into warrior two on this side. Pick up your left heel and scoot it back about an inch so that your left toes are at a diagonal. Make sure you rotate your right thigh outward mentally so that you keep that knee stable over the ankle. Turn your head, look over the middle fingers of your right hand. Breathe. Take your right arm onto the thigh, left arm beside the ear into our side angle. So this is where our left rib cage is opening up, extending, and your right ribs are flexing inward. Pull back up to your warrior two. Straighten the front leg and walk the foot in a few inches so you shorten your stance. Shift your hips to the left so that you're really coming from the hip crease here. And then we'll come into our triangle. Think about keeping the torso long as you come into your triangle pose. Keep your hips shifting to the left. Keep that hip crease going in. And then breathe. Now keep your head in line with your neck. If you want to turn your head to look up, that's okay. But keep your head in line with your neck. Pull up, come back to your warrior two. Okay, so from here, we're going to transition back down to the mat. So you can get there any way that you want. We're going to do the other side, the Anahatasana on the other side. But I'll show you a nice, fun little way to get down to the mat if you want to try it this way. Otherwise, just come on down anyway that you like. So we're going to come back forward, come back into your side angle, but place your hand on the mat. And since this mat is sticky, you can't move the front foot without picking it up. So you're going to pick up the front foot and then come into your side plank. And then you're going to bring your hips down. And then come down all the way with your straight body. And we'll repeat on this side what we did on the other side. I'll talk you through it. Starting with your arm extended, your head resting on your arm. Your left hand's in front of you. Make your body in a straight line so you feel a little bit wiggly. This in itself is core work. If you can bend your elbow, place your head into the palm of your hand, do that, or not. And then make sure your body's in alignment. So I feel like I'm going backwards, which means I am in a straight line. If you don't feel wobbly, you're not in a straight line. You can use your left hand in front of you for support to lean forward slightly, and then inhale. Exhale, lift your leg, and then bring it back down. Lift your leg up, bring it back down, lift it up, bring it back down, up, and then down. Okay, this time we're going to swing it forward, back, and up, down, forward, back, up, down, forward, back, up, down, forward, back, up, down. Okay, so here's where the option is to use your belt. Restabilize your body, bend the knees so that you grab your toes or wrap the belt around your ankle, and then straighten the leg. It's a lot of core strength. Stay here with a straight body. And then bring the foot down, leg back down. Prop up onto your forearm. Bring your elbow underneath the shoulder. Bend the knees. Keeping your knees on the mat, you're going to lift your hips into the side bridge. So you're arcing your ribs up toward the ceiling. And then come on back down. Straighten the legs now. Get your body in one long line again. Make sure your elbows underneath your shoulder. And this time we're going to come into the full side plank. You can either stack your feet, put one in front of each other, and then lift your hips and lift your arm. Or not. Keep your arm down on the mat for support. And then come on back down slowly. And here we're going to come up onto our hands. Bring your left foot in front of your body. Get your left hand underneath the left wrist close to underneath the shoulder. Put weight into your left foot and your right hand, and then push on up to your side plank this way. And you can either stay here for a breath or two or walk that foot back to the full side plank. And then bring your hips down. Bring your hand down, and then come forward, seated position. Hug your knees to your chest, release your spine. All right, from here, you may choose to sit on a bolster or a blanket to elevate your hips. Grab your belt if you have one. And grab your blocks if you have them. Start with your legs in front. We're sitting in staff pose. This is called Dandasana. So you want your body to be at a right angle so that your feet are pointed up, your knees are pointed up, your shoulders are over your hips. You have a neutral lower back. So make sure that your pelvis tilts forward slightly so that your lower back is not bulging outward, but it's curved inward slightly, like as if you were standing up. Relax your shoulder, your ears. Bend your right knee. Take your left arm, hook it around your right knee, hug it into your chest. Inhale, bring your right arm forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Park your right hand on the mat behind you. Continue using your left arm as leverage for the twist. And then slowly come back to center. Let your right knee fall out to the side and let the sole of the right foot come to the inside of your left thigh. If your knee's hanging in the air and it's uncomfortable, you can always take a block and rest it underneath the knee. Otherwise, if you can place the knee on the mat, do that. So now take your strap, wrap it around your right foot, your left foot, and then sit up nice and tall. Twist your body slightly to the left so that your torso is lined up with the left leg. Come from the hip crease, not from the waist, but from the hips. Keep a nice long spine as you bring your chest down toward your leg, using your belt as leverage. Now, doesn't matter how far down you come. In fact, you may not come very far to feel this stretch. If you start rounding your back, then you've come too far. But as long as you can keep your spine nice and straight, just bring your chest and let it melt down towards your beak area of your thigh. Make sure that your left knee is not blocked. Your leg is straight. Keep your head in line with your neck. Neck is in line with the spine. So if you keep your lower back neutral, you'll feel a stretch in your lower back as well. This is called Janu Sirsasana. It's translated into head to knee pose, but not very many people can do this pose properly with getting their heads to the knees, including me. And slowly come up. Move the belt. Extend both legs long. Come back to your Dandasana staff pose. Bend the left knee. Take the right arm, hook the left leg into the chest. Left arm comes forward. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Park your left hand behind you. Use your right arm as leverage for the twist. Slowly unwind back to center. Allow the left knee to fall out to the side. Once again, you have a block. If your knee's hanging in the air and it's bothering you, rest it on a block. Elongate your spine, tilt your pelvis forward so you have that low back in neutral. Turn your body to the right. Get the belt onto your right foot if you're using a belt. And then from the hip crease, keeping the long spine, melt your chest forward toward the thigh. Grab the belt for leverage. You hang here. Or every time you exhale, maybe get a little deeper. Just think about keeping your lower back in a neutral arch so that you're stretching your back. This is great for your back and your hamstrings and your hips. Slowly come up. Remove the belts. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace, joy, love, and light. Namaste.